Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Nicole. If this isn't your first time being here, welcome back. Thanks for coming and checking out my videos again. If you haven't subscribed, definitely go ahead and do that. I'm going to have 1 to 2 videos a week, so there will be a lot of content. And this is going to be my first paranormal story. I'm going to have a lot of paranormal stories because I have a lot to share. This particular story is, if you haven't already seen the title, the first time I messed with a Ouija board. You know, just like how most people's first time was, you know, treating it like a game because we were either ill-informed or just, you know how things are. People are just like, oh, it's a game, you can buy it at Walmart, it's, you know. So no one takes it seriously, myself included, for the first time. I mean, I kind of did just because my whole life has been kind of spiritual and, you know, all that. So I did understand what could happen, but I didn't know the extent of, like, what could truly be the worst scenario. I had a strange encounter, so just keep watching if you want to know exactly what that was. So to start off, this story took place at my best friend's mom's house, which I already knew it was haunted. They would always, you know, tell me stories of stuff that would happen. And before we even messed with the Ouija board, I lived with them before. There's like a little shack in the backyard that was tiny, and like my best friend turned it into a loft and made it livable, so we ended up living there for a small time together. It was a really great time, but we'd always have these really spooky things happen. Like, for example, since it was such a small place, we literally shared the same bed. So we shared the same bedroom, and it was very close quarters. And in our bedroom, which was upstairs in the loft, there was like this white picture frame, like right by our bed, and it literally never fell except for only at really weird times, because it has fallen like 2 or 3 times, but I feel like it would only fall like when we were already speaking about weird paranormal things, or when we would just, you know, chill. I don't know, it's always at really strange times. And if my friend was here, you could ask her and she would say the same thing. I actually might do a video with her because she has so many awesome stories about her mom's house, and I think that you guys would love to hear them. But for now, let's continue on the story. So I get really distracted. But where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So we would always have strange stuff happen when I lived there. And at the time when we did the Ouija board, this was like way after, so I wasn't living there anymore, but she came into town because she lives she moved and she's like 30 minutes away now. So when she would come to town, we would hang out, and I don't know what made us come to this conclusion, but we ended up saying, hey, let's bring out the Ouija board, because her mom would always have it out for Halloween, and it's a vintage one, so it's like older, and you know, we always talked about messing with it, but never did. So this time we're like, you know what? We're gonna bring it. We're gonna pop this bad boy out, and we're gonna see what happens. So we ended up bringing out the Ouija board, which we end up taking it and using it in the upstairs hallway, which I should have probably explained her mom's house a little bit. It's a really old house. It even has 2 sets of stairways, which one's closed off, but that's how old it is. It, like, I might try to include a picture, because I mean, my friend also models for me a lot because I'm a photographer, and we have done photo shoots in her house because it gives off those creepy, eerie vibes. We've even taken pictures in her attic. So, I mean, we've already been aware of these eerie vibes, and I've already heard some of the stories that would happen. And so we end up going upstairs into the hallway, which is the creepiest part because we like played right in front of like the other stairway, which is like really dark, and like there's like a door, so it's like closed off, so like they never use it. the main stairway, and then there's that one. So we ended up playing like right in front of that. And honestly, it was like sundown, like the sun was setting while we were doing it. And I think we even lit candles. I'm pretty sure we lit candles. And so we were attempting to use it, and nothing happened. The whole time, nothing happened. So we're just like, oh, well, this is lame. Like, nothing happened. We're like, okay. So we just ended up sitting up there and telling some stories, and we didn't even say goodbye on it, because, I mean, nothing happened. We weren't even aware of what we should and shouldn't do when it comes to a Ouija board. So we just put it away and went about our day, and, you know, that was that. But that night, I had the strangest dream. That night, I had a dream that me, my boyfriend, and her, we were all living in her mom's house. So she still had the room that she had when as a child growing up, whatever. And where me and my boyfriend ended up living in the dream was like down the hall in the other room that they have. And in my dream, I remember I was in her room talking to her, and we were staying up late talking, you know, doing what best friends do when they're together, whatever. And then I remember walking down the hall to go to my room where, you know, me and my boyfriend were staying in the dream. And I go and stop dead in the hallway because I see a little girl in a white gown and really long black hair that, like, you know, probably as long as mine, I'd say. And she's standing at the end of our bed. My boyfriend's sleeping in the bed, and she's just like staring at him. And then I'm like still standing there because I'm like spooked, you know, and she literally like raises her arm and like points at him. And it's like just pointing at him. And then she like slowly turns and looks at me, and I wake up. So that was freaking spooky. And it was the day after we messed with the Ouija board. And I mean, I already knew that it was haunted, and I also knew, you know, just some of the stories in passing, and I really never took any of them seriously because I didn't ever really encounter anything in the house until, well, this. And this is where it gets weird. So I tell my friend about this, like the whole dream, and I don't think they told me prior to this, but then she ends up telling me that, oh yeah, there is a little girl ghost in the house. And she even described the way that she looked, and it matched up to the way that she looked in my dreams. And then, like, even after this, I kind of asked her mom about it, and, like, you know, she's like, yeah, and they're, like, so nonchalant about it. They're like, yeah, there's a girl ghost in the house. She's a little girl. And I forget how they know what she looks like, but I'm definitely going to ask them, because I really don't remember. Like I said, I might bring her for some paranormal story videos because I know she has some living in the house. I was literally just there not too long ago, and they had some family staying, and he is a young boy. I think he was like 7 or 8 maybe, and we were all sitting in the living room, and he's like, tell him, and they're like, tell him what? They're like, no, you tell the story. And he tells a story about how they're staying in this house, and I don't know if he is in the bathroom or in his bedroom, but he's like, I heard someone run up the stairs, and no one else was here. And he's just like, you know, kind of spooked, and like, you know, my best friend's mom's just laughing because she's like used to it. And yeah, so it's very common in the house. And not only that, every night, I don't know if they ever figured out what this was. I don't think they have. They're just like, oh, this is normal. But every freaking night, and I don't know if it's around a certain time, but I know it's late at night, the phone will ring one time because they have a landline, and it will ring one time really late at night, and then like that's just that. It like won't continue to ring, and obviously no one picks it up, but it will ring one time really late at night, and then just, it happens every day. And like when this happened when I was there, I was just like, is this normal? I was like, what was that? And like they explained it to me. I'm like, you guys are just acting so casual about this, but it happens every day. So yeah, that was my first encounter with a Ouija board, and like I said, I didn't say goodbye, so it doesn't even surprise me if, you know, the little girl that haunts our house decided to show up in my dreams, because I'm actually someone that has really, really prophetic dreams. I have had dreams of things that happen. I've had dreams where I literally saw something through someone else's perspective in their body. That's how serious my dreams are, so that's why when I had this dream, I was not surprised at all. Yeah, I wasn't surprised at all. But yeah, so that's the story of when I first messed with a Ouija board. And obviously, I will probably never treat a Ouija board like a game. I'm a lot more educated on, like, especially like the worst things that have happened with a Ouija board, and obviously the more that I've, you know, gotten into spirituality and learned about all these things, I'm a lot more, not hesitant, but I don't know, if you go into something treating it like a game, you're only going to attract mischievous and playful spirits. So that is why you have to be very careful how you approach things, especially Ouija boards or anything that there's a connection to the spiritual realm with. You have to be careful, because whatever energy you are bringing to the table is the energy that you will most likely attract. So that is why it's said that you shouldn't, you know, do things like that. Even not only Ouija boards, a lot of spiritual work. You shouldn't go about it if you are in a really deep, dark mindset, if you are in a really playful mindset. I mean, like attracts like, and I mean, even if you go in there with a calm manner, you can still attract bad things. It's just, you have to be very safe. You have to do a lot of, you know, put up some wards. There's a lot of stuff you should be doing before messing with a Ouija board, just willy-nilly. And I mean, you can just watch on YouTube. There's a lot of stories about the craziest things that have happened, and this was like minor. Like, my situation was very minor compared to what has happened to people. And I mean, it didn't really scare me because I'm used to these things, but I was just like, well, shit. Probably should have said goodbye, but we didn't. So that's what happened. I mean, it could definitely be worse. I haven't seen the little girl since. So yeah, things are good on, I mean, that front. But yeah, so that's all I have to say about the Ouija story. Thanks for stopping by and listening. If you liked it, go ahead and hit like, and if you have liked my videos so far and you want to stay for, you know, any of my future videos, because I'm gonna have a lot of paranormal stories like this one, definitely better ones than this one. This one was kind of medium compared to a lot of stuff that I have truly went through and experienced. So if you want to keep following along, feel free. I think that's all for today. But thank you for stopping by my channel, and have a great day.